Hello, my name is Heidi. I just posted 4 videos from my Neuroscience of Awareness blog where I defined the mind, and I want to explain where I'm come from and where I'm going. So what I said in those videos is that the mind is a filter. So it's just constantly linking up to things and then differentiating from things or separating from things. And that optimal health is defined as a brain that can differentiate or separate from a lot of things and that can link up to a lot of things. It's linking up highly differentiated systems. So it's just basically a really good filter. That's what the mind is. And so these next series of videos are going to be looking at what are the different brain states that we go into and how can this filter be working optimally. And it has to do with the ability to, I call it like play the harp strings of your nervous system, that you're going to get cues for danger and cues for safety, and you're going to have to decide what you want to do. And this is the trick, is that the fast systems I'm going to talk about, they happen like before you're really consciously aware. And so what we have to do is we have to learn ways to tweak our nervous system so we can make conscious what is actually an unconscious mechanism inside us. We can do it. There are, I call it memory reconsolidation. There's strategies we can do. You can take what's called an implicit memory and make it explicit. It gets tagged with euphoric sensation, which just means it gets tagged with time. So in these next few videos, I'm going to be talking about a mental model to see what being in a highly integrated state looks like. It's called a sweep loop, where you're in the plane of possibility and you're also in the words and the peaks of activation. And I'm also going to talk about the prefrontal cortex and the slow system, and then it's called the limbic brain or the fast systems. So when you're in the fast systems, your heartbeat is high, you're not thinking as clearly, your pupils dilate, your blood is going to your limbs. Some people know it's like the stress response or the sympathetic. And then when you're in the slow systems, it's called the social engagement system, your rest and digest. And it's not that either state is right or wrong. It's that we want to have a mind that can help us travel consciously as possible between these different states. And once I explained these states, the idea is on the other side of it, we have a vocabulary where we can talk about what does it look like to be in an expanded state of consciousness where you're in that sweep loop. What is your experience inside your own body? What is your experience when you're connecting with other people? And we're going to have a discussion about that so that we can talk about it, because some of us maybe have had experiences being around someone who has a more expanded state of consciousness, and then that affects us. So I want to talk about that as it relates to these mental models that I'm going to talk about in these next few videos. So let me explain some of the brain states in this sweep loop, and then we can start talking about the juicy stuff about being in higher states of consciousness and how that happens.